you see, Butters? Teaching people to think of their brand just makes more people like them. This whole thing is wrong. They're telling you guys to reduce yourself into products.
Hey guys! So funny bumping into you.
Yeah, I mean, we all live here now, so not that funny.
We're just performers instead of human beings.
He's right. Trying to make ourselves into a brand just turned us into products. We don't need to be a brand, do we?
We couldn't get jobs and we ran out of money. We ate chicken out of bowls and rode in big cars full of smelly people to something called work. Every day was a new nightmare.
Hey! You ever heard of a thing called privacy?
Yeah, nobody gives a shit. Will you two just shut up and go away?
Cereal! And yes, you have to pay for everything, Harry. Life is hard. Most people struggle.
I have red hair. I know struggle.
Park County Police Station, what's your emergency?
Yeah, the neighbors across the street are setting off fireworks and it's 10:30 at night.
Oh, is it the Prince of Canada and his wife who just want to be left alone?
Yeah, come on, honey. We don't need this place.
Honey?
Just when the frenzy surrounding the first storyboard leak had begun to cool, South Park fans uncovered something even juicier. A second wave of alleged animation frames began circulating on platforms like Discord and Telegram. And this time, the resolution was crystal clear. These were real, watermarked, color-coded images that were undeniably damning, and somehow even crueler than the first batch. One now viral frame depicted Meghan in full cartoon form, sitting on a throne made of broken wine bottles, each labeled with past brand flops. In her lap rested a scroll marked Duchess of Influencing, while her eyes were crossed out with pink dollar signs. She was mid-speech, yelling "Grace" into a gold microphone, while a crowd of bored cartoon villagers checked their phones. Another brutal leak showed Harry crouching on the floor of what appeared to be a cartoon therapy room. A banner on the wall read, "Still spare," while he held a giant baby bottle labeled "Validation." An animated therapist scribbled notes under the heading, "Crisis of Narrative." Even longtime critics of the show paused. This wasn't just satire, it was character demolition. Fans went wild online, with one Reddit user commenting, "I was expecting another roast. I wasn't expecting this." Within hours, the new frames were uploaded to TikTok as motion edits, remixed with audio from the Oprah interview, racking up millions of views and tens of thousands of comments. The biggest twist? These frames weren't part of the original teaser, meaning they had been deliberately withheld, suggesting someone within the animation pipeline was leaking content with surgical timing. As the hashtag number sign spoiled Sussex climbed the trending charts, influencer reactions flooded timelines, some stunned, others gleeful, and many simply amused at how this had ballooned into a full-on cultural moment. Insiders noted that the leaks confirmed Archwell's worst fears. This wasn't going to be a short gag or a drive-by joke. South Park was preparing to torch everything. The rosé rebrand, the mental health messaging, and even Harry's lingering post-royal persona. With the leaks getting bolder and more specific by the day, Meghan's team knew one thing with absolute certainty. The final episode hadn't even aired yet, but the damage was already underway. Behind closed doors, the mood shifted from panic to desperation. The moment the new storyboard leaks hit the internet, Archwell reportedly snapped into crisis mode again. This time, insiders say the tone wasn't just anxious, it was furious. According to someone who worked closely with Meghan's legal team, the second round of images triggered what they called a double-down protocol. Top attorneys were looped in within the hour, new cease and desist letters were drafted, and frantic emails allegedly went out to both Comedy Central and South Park's production offices demanding answers. However, unlike the first time, the Sussexes weren't just reacting to a teaser. They were responding to spoilers, concrete specifics allegedly pulled from the final episode cut. According to two sources familiar with the post-production process, South Park's animators had already wrapped the master version of the episode a week before the leaks even dropped. This meant Meghan's legal team may have been firing off warnings at a train that had already left the station. One industry insider stated flatly, "The show's been delivered. The network has it, and they're not changing a single frame." If anything, the legal threats may have made things worse. Word began circulating in press circles that Meghan's legal team was using phrases like targeted harassment and reputational harm in their outreach. Phrases that, to the creators of South Park, might as well be invitations. Within hours of reports about new legal moves, the hashtag #cease and desist Meghan started trending, mocking the idea that a cartoon could be shut down because it hurt someone's branding. TikTok creators reenacted fake court scenes with Meghan demanding cartoon edits, and one user joked, "Next episode prediction, Meghan sues South Park and gets cross-examined by Eric Cartman." The video racked up over 1 million views. It wasn't that Meghan's team didn't have options. It was that none of them were good. Issuing a public statement would risk confirming the leaks were real, while staying silent meant letting the damage compound. By day 3, it was clear the situation had spiraled into something Archwell couldn't contain. What started as teaser speculation and a few storyboard leaks had exploded into a full-blown meme war, and Meghan and Harry were losing badly. TikTok became ground zero, with dozens of accounts stitching together the leaked cartoon frames with audio from the Oprah interview and podcast clips. Creators were building spoof trailers for the unreleased episode using the leaked visuals and dramatic music. One video titled "Still Spare the Sequel" racked up over 2 million views in less than 12 hours. Meanwhile, on X, the hashtag #spoiled Sussex caught fire. Even fan pages that once supported the couple began to pivot, with one former Meghan fan account posting, "I wanted to defend her, but this is becoming parody-proof." Instagram was no better. Lifestyle influencers started referencing the leaks in cheeky reels, sipping rosé, and pretending to meditate through the public backlash. Even beauty vloggers got involved, with one joking that Meghan's brand was giving cartoon chaos in a vintage bottle. The worst part was that Meghan and Harry had no way to correct the narrative. The meme format was outpacing any official response, and every attempt to ignore it only made the joke feel more real. As the memes escalated, insiders claimed Prince Harry made a series of increasingly desperate phone calls from Montecito. Unlike Meghan, who was allegedly laser-focused on legal routes, Harry took a more personal approach, reaching out to old contacts, people he once trusted. According to 2 sources familiar with the Sussexes' inner circle, Harry tried to get in touch with a former royal advisor and a Netflix executive with whom he'd previously developed a friendly rapport. The goal was not a public statement or a new project, but simply advice on how to survive another wave of ridicule without making things worse. But this time, no one called back. Harry was left with nothing but headlines, hashtags, and viral videos of cartoon versions of himself holding a baby bottle labeled "validation." Even those who sympathized with him privately stayed silent. Not because they didn't care, but because they knew that right now, any association was a liability. This left Harry, once the brave rebel prince stepping into his own spotlight, completely alone in the dark. As the fallout continued, multiple sources across the entertainment and branding industries alleged that several key business partnerships tied to the Sussexes were quietly being reevaluated and, in some cases, already pulled. The first major tremor came from the wellness sector, with 2 mid-tier companies reportedly pausing talks with Meghan's team just days after the second round of South Park storyboards leaked. The reasons were clear. Associating with Meghan Markle at this moment invites risk of parody, ridicule, and meme exposure. The most painful blow came from the world of streaming. Insiders claimed that one major platform, not Netflix, but a competing giant, had been exploring a documentary-style series with Meghan at the center. That project has now been shelved, with internal memos citing satirical volatility as a primary concern. This is the nightmare scenario Meghan's team is facing. The Sussex brand has become so entangled with mockery that even potential partners are treating the couple like walking liabilities. As the situation escalated, Meghan's inner circle was reportedly split. Some believed the only way out was through a total PR reset, while others thought the moment had passed. Either way, the result was the same. What Meghan and Harry built out of podcasts, publishing, and post-royal prestige was now cracking under the weight of cartoon mockery. In London, the mood surrounding the Sussex drama was different. While Meghan's team scrambled for damage control, the palace remained silent. No statements, no commentary. According to royal insiders, that silence is strategic. If the palace didn't lift a finger after Oprah or the Netflix doc, they're certainly not going to break a sweat over a cartoon. As the broader comedy world piled in, it became clear that Meghan and Harry were no longer being satirized in isolation. They had become shorthand cultural code, a symbol for overexposed self-branding. Insiders say Meghan's team is painfully aware of this shift, with some advising her to lay low for 2 to 3 weeks just to let the noise subside. But the noise keeps getting louder, and the punchlines are no longer edgy, they are routine. For Meghan and Harry, this is a terrifying place to be when their entire public persona is built on messaging, branding, and storytelling. As the leaked storyboards and failed livestream continue to circulate, the couple finds themselves in a precarious position with their carefully curated narrative now cracked open and handed back to the public as parody. The damage lingers, and the question remains, what do they do now?